So good to see so many of you this morning. So my name is Frederic, the founder and managing partner of a new venture capital firm called Felix Capital, which we just launched last week. Very happy to be here in Berlin today. It's the opportunity to say a few words about what we do, and really most of what we are about are really on these few slides. So I don't know if some of you have seen our launch last week, but we had a very good coverage. We just announced a new venture capital fund, our first fund for $120 million. And what we do is that we focus on opportunities and in intersection of technology and creativity. So what we want to be is a venture firm for the creative class, back founders building new brands, digital brands, and enabling technologies for these brands. And we feel that in particular this opportunity is particularly interesting in Europe, where we've got a fantastic heritage in the creative industries. And when all of that talent and that heritage is connected to digital platforms, we can find some very interesting investment opportunities. But our mission is very simple. It's all about finding more people like the entrepreneurs I had the chance of backing in the past. So I've spent 15 years with a firm in London called Advent Ventures. And through those years, and especially the past 10 years when I was a partner there, I've had the chance of backing David, Jose, Reggie. You probably you might have heard of Jose Neves, who is quite a high-profile entrepreneur now in Europe, and is a very good illustration of the kind of people who want to be. So our business is very simply about identifying those entrepreneurs, getting to them early, and importantly convincing them to take our money and to get us as a partner, and then make their life potentially easier. So trying to be a good partner, that's really what we are about. And we are very lucky to have the three of them as also investors in our fund. And in the case of David and Reggie, as you will see, they're also venture advisors to Felix, so they are quite closely involved in what we are doing. So few words about what we believe, and I touched on that earlier. Sorry for the formatting, doesn't go through well through the projector, but it's really this concept of the impact of the creative class. These people who are coming up with new ideas, new concepts, and are transforming our world. And we feel that in a world where technology is having an increasing impact on life, on both personal life but also work life, those businesses that are led by entrepreneurs will be taking more risk and will be pretty more ruthless about their execution, will be more agile, will be faster. Those companies that are led by entrepreneurs will have a better chance of capturing either the value creation or the shift in value that we are seeing in multiple sectors. So that's really what we are about, and we will try to articulate this in a number of publications on our website and a few blog posts that you might have seen already, and there are a few more coming, and trying to explain what we want to do. So when we talk about investing in digital lifestyle, that's the way we describe it. It's about three large segments: digital commerce, digital media, and what we call connected life. On the right-hand side here, you can see, or left for you, Farfetch Zong as illustration of companies we backed in the past. These are good illustrations for what we would want to do on the commerce side. And we've just announced that Farfetch was one of our first investments under Felix. On the media side, I was an investor in Germany, a company called Quip that became Yelp Europe. So a good illustration of what we like as well. Great organic brand, or Dailymotion in France. So I've been involved with those companies. In connected life, this is very much about application services on top of new connected device. It's about technology well-being. So Waze and Fitbit aren't companies we've had the chance of being involved in, but they are good illustrations of what we would find interesting. So these are, when we look at opportunities, we will be looking within those large pools of opportunities, and we're not going to be looking outside, so we're going to be quite focused. And even more focused, and sorry, again, on the formatting, which is not too great here, but we have articulated around 12 themes that are core themes. Some are generic themes across multiple sectors, and others are more sector-specific themes. And if you see the top theme on in the kind of black box core themes, we talk about the power of brands. So our main interest on the consumer side is to find new brands, and in particular where there is an emotional relationship between consumers and that brand. So we love companies that start and have done a lot with a limited amount of capital, have found their audience, have found, even if it's not necessarily initially a very large number of customers, but a number of customers really love that brand and come back to it. So these are the situations that we like to be involved in. We announced 2 investments when we launched last week. One was Farfetch. Another one is a company called The Business of Fashion, which started as a blog for the fashion industry and has been built by the founder into one of the most authoritative and powerful brands globally for content targeting the fashion industry. And that's a very good illustration of what we like as well. We are in the process of closing and announcing a number of investments that will be touching on these other segments. You can watch something coming in the marketplace segment that will be announcing sometime next week, and more things on the digital media side, especially in the vertical of technology for the CMO, which is something that we find very, very interesting. So, sorry, it's a bit of a busy slide, but and by the way, these are slides we've been using for our fundraising. So this is not just an extract from this, but it's through these few slides that we've been able to raise the fund. We've got 3 very simple but core investment criteria. First and foremost, entrepreneurs. This is really our main investment criteria. We need to have conviction that we're backing an individual or group of individuals that will scale and take a business from scratch all the way to where someone like David Marcus at Zong took his business, where he ended up running the PayPal, the company that bought his business, or someone like Jose who could end up being a CEO of a public company. These are the people we want to back. The 2 other key criteria are about differentiated businesses. So we like things that have got an angle that are different, and through that differentiation are building value, profitability, and are not easy to replicate. And last point is about the capacity of those businesses to scale internationally. We're not very keen on local champions. We like things that can scale globally, or at least make it to the US, which has been a great source of liquidity for us. So we'll be looking both at consumer businesses and enabling technologies for these consumer businesses. Across Europe and the US, in our segments, lots of success stories, illustrating the fact that there are some very big companies being created in those segments. So plenty of opportunities for us to invest in. And that's our team. So we are a small team today. The team will be growing in the future. I started the firm with Antoine, who's here on the first row, and we did the fundraising together, and we teamed up with another partner of ours at Advent called Les Gab, and Philia, who was also working with us there. So we'll be growing the team, and we'll be also hiring. So we are open to suggestions if anyone is interested to move into venture capital and feels aligned with our strategy. And we've had the chance of being backed by a fantastic group of venture advisors. They are all investors in the fund. They are all individuals at the top of their game in our sectors of interest. They are all interested in the economics of the fund as well. And they are helping from deal flow to winning deals to opening up their network, mentoring entrepreneurs, and really helping quite significantly in a couple of our first investments. They are also some of them are co-investing with us. So we are very, very fortunate to have these guys who are all very busy, but chose to work with us and give us some leverage from the Valley all the way to Hong Kong, and throughout Europe with people in Berlin, Stockholm, in Paris, and London. So that's it. Please get in touch. Felix is now open for business, and we are very interested in getting to meet more entrepreneurs, and you will hopefully will build a business for the long term. Thank you.